When I started practicing yoga, I was living in a Zen center, and there was a community member that used to come to Pennsylvania all the way from New York City, and she practiced yoga prior to retreats, meditation retreats, and I saw her doing all of these amazing things, standing on her head, being upside down, and I thought, wow. And she was incredibly flexible, and I thought, I want to be able to do that too. I could barely touch my toes. I couldn't even touch my toes without bending my knees at that time. And I just saw how, the architecture of her body allowed her to do all of these amazing feats. And when I think back on why I do yoga today, I've been out of touch with that community member for, I want to say, at least 10 years. But she has deeply influenced me in what I do today. And someday I'm going to have to write her and tell her that, because it just, I continue to study this practice, and it continues to feed my soul, feeds my spirit, and it feeds my physical body. If I'm not feeling well after a yoga class, I generally feel better. If I'm not feeling well before a yoga class, afterwards, there's some changes that take place that's beyond my comprehension. And that's why I do this practice. That's why I teach it. And I think especially can be very powerful for meditation, for deepening our meditation. So with that, let's start out by laying down on our mat. Let's start out by laying down and gather any props that you might need. Gather any props that you might need, like a strap. Straps can be really helpful here for catching our feet if we need to. Like a cushion, if you need a cushion. You could just use some blankets to fold up on top of each other and just place it down to sit on. Another thing that might be helpful today is some blocks. And blocks can take many forms. You can buy blocks that are specifically made for yoga. They're fairly light. I'm using bricks because we have them. You could also use books. And the last thing you might want today is a chair. If you have, I just did this to my chair recently. I took out the back of the chair, so then I can sit on it with my legs through it. I'll just give you an example of how if you have one chair in your house that you can do this with. So then you can hold on to the chair. You have your legs through there and get a nice back bend. You could also do this on a bench, but this is a wonderful way to do it too. Get a nice back bend in using a chair. So if you have a chair, it doesn't matter if it has a back in it or not, just to have it handy. So let's start out sitting on or laying down on our back. And the purpose of this is to really just get into our physical body. And you can begin by maybe circling your feet a few times, rolling your arms a few times, and softening the muscles throughout your body. Wherever you feel stiffness, tightness, tension, just to soften those muscles. Maybe taking in some more breath, deepening your breathing. All right, and then when you're ready, feel free to stretch your arms out over your head, lengthening your body. Lifting your head up and then placing it back down
to make a little bit more space in your neck and upper back. All right, from here, let's lower the arms back to the side, roll to one side, and make your way onto your hands and knees. And then we're gonna kind of do something similar, sitting back on our heels, widening our knees, and sliding our hands up towards the top of the mat, drawing our forehead down. And just breathing here, resting your muscles here, resting your back, lengthening the muscles in your back and in your shoulders. Okay, let's bring the elbows down to the mat, kind of maybe a little closer to the body, lifting the tailbone up, uncurling the feet, and then kind of drawing your tailbone back. This is called puppy. Nice stretch for the back. Give you a different angle. You can walk your knees back as you come into this pose. And breathe. And then from here, curling your toes under, spreading your fingers wide, and making your way to downward dog. If you'd like, walk your feet in place a little bit, stretching the backs of your legs. And really start to bring your hips into this movement. So we start bringing our hips in as we rock. As we rock right and left. And beginning to put some pressure into so the weight of your body coming onto your hands a little bit more. Really press your fingertips down. That protects our wrists a little bit. And then let's begin to walk our feet towards our hands and our hands towards our feet. When they come close, bring your hands to your shins or knees, straightening your knees and lengthening out your spine. Lengthening out your neck. Shoulders back and shoulders away from the ears and down, lengthening the neck, and then coming to standing. Find your mountain pose. So for mountain, bringing the feet together. Let's try bringing the feet together, turning the palms out, and shoulders down. Engage your legs. See if you can draw the knees up. Shoulders down, knees up. So it's kind of squeezing the thighs, lengthening the back, lengthening the front side of the body upwards. Let's bring the palms together for our first sun salute. Extending the arms forward and up, lengthening up here. So thumbs are locked together. And just a little back bend just beneath the shoulder blades. And then fold forward with a flat back. So as you fold forward, see if you can keep your back flat as you come down. Bring the hands to the knees, shins, or toes. Stepping the left foot back as far as it'll go. This might be a good place to use your blocks. If you have blocks, put it on either side of your foot.
You can adjust your blocks to the height that you want. Very effective for getting that nice hip stretch and at the same time keeping the back free to move, like free mobility in your back. Sometimes if our hands are too low and then we try to lift our head up, we're putting a lot of strain on our low back. With the added height of the blocks, it takes that strain off of the back. Okay, when you're ready, go ahead and step your left foot back. I'm sorry, your right foot back to meet your left for downward dog. Lower down knees, you can kind of squeeze the elbows in and lower all the way down onto the mat. Peeling the head up for a cobra, and then back to downward dog. Stepping the left foot forward, take those blocks if you want. Lifting the head, chin, rocking a little bit, and then stepping the right foot forward. Hands to the shins or knees. Lengthen out the back. And come back up. Arms up overhead. Locking the thumbs, lengthen upwards. Little back bend. And palms together in front of the heart. Let's do one of these sun salutations with a chair. So if you have your chair, I encourage you to put it against the wall. The wall could be a great friend. So starting out, facing your chair, palms together. Inhale, forward, arms up, overhead, little back bend. Keeping the back flat, lower the hands to the chair. You can grab the outside of the chair if you want and step the right foot back. Right foot back, left foot forward. Then you got a nice lunge here, keeping your back up. Hands off of the ground. Hands come up a little higher here than if you had them on the floor or even on a block. And lift your chin up, get a nice arch to your back, and then step your left foot back, really leaning into the chair. If it's against the wall, you can put all your weight into that chair and not have to worry about it sliding. We get this nice action with our spine, the flat back. You can have your heels off of the mat here, and you could have your knees bent if you want. Experiment out, like how does that feel? This is another way of doing downward dog. Okay, then from here, shifting into a plank, so the arms stay straight. You make a straight line between the head and the heels, and then lower the tailbone towards the chair, lifting the head, coming on to the top of the feet. And then reversing that back to downward dog. Stepping the right foot forward, lifting the head, and the left foot forward. And then let's lower the head towards the chair, maybe touching the head on the chair. You can even take your hands, bring them to the back of your legs. Breathe here a few times. And then reaching the hands up overhead. Little back bend. Palms together in front of the heart. So this next one, you got the option to use the chair again or to do it without the chair. I'm going to do it without the chair, but I'm just giving you the option to do it with or without. So let's draw palms together. Breathing in, reach the arms up. Breathing out, fold forward from the hips. Breathing in, step the left foot back as far as it'll go. Lifting the head. Breathing out, step the right foot back. Downward dog. Breathing in, look forward, shift the body forward, coming into a plank, lower down the hips, lift the head. Cobra or upward dog. And then coming back to downward dog. Sending the left foot forward, lifting the head, right foot forward. Exhale. Inhale the arms up. Little back bend. Exhale, palms together in front of the heart. And breathe, rest. Okay, let's do some standing poses. You could use, if you need the chair, you can use the chair for support. So start out with triangle. I'm going to put my block to the outside of my right leg. You could also put it on the inside of your right leg. So feet are separated, right foot pointing forward, left foot out to the side. Arms coming over the legs, reaching forward, the right hand with the right arm. Feel that pull on the inside of the right leg. The back is long, so we're lengthening out of the back. Lengthen out of your back as the right arm comes down to your leg or a brick or the chair. You could use a chair if you want, if that's better for you. Okay. Chair, brick, bring it down to your ankle or even to your toe. You might want to bend your right knee a little bit here. Lengthen the left arm up towards the ceiling. Keep your core engaged. Navel kind of pressed in a little bit. All right, let's lift the left arm up. Lift your whole body up. And turn the feet to the opposite side. Move your block if you need to, or your chair. Let's go the opposite way. Reaching. So this is called triangle. Making 3 points with our bodies. Two legs and then the hand, arm pointing up. Soften the neck. You can turn the head left and right here. See where the opening is. See where the space is in your body. Remember, yoga helps to unblock us physically and mentally, emotionally, get those blocks out of our body and mind. So we want to move strategically. Okay, let's come up out of that. When we're in these poses, we want to move strategically so that we can create space in our body. If we're just doing this to maintain pain, that may not be a skillful use of our awareness. We can find places in our body where things get unlocked, get unblocked. And when you find that, even if I'm moving on to something else, you could stay where you are. We don't have to be doing the same thing. Let's try warrior one. So stepping the right foot forward, left foot back, hands to our hips, and drawing the left hip a little bit forward, right hip back, paying attention to your tailbone. So we want to press the tailbone forward, the pubic bone coming up, reaching the arms up overhead. Remember to continue to press the tailbone forward. We're bending the right knee, the beginning to bend. As you bend the right knee, you're going to want to naturally put a curve into your low back here. But I'm asking you to see if you can continue to draw your tailbone forward and your pubic bone up. Arms coming over your head, maybe even behind your ears. Remember to breathe. And 3, 2, 1.
Let's lower the arms down, straighten the leg, bring the feet together, rest a few moments here. Let's try the other leg. Left foot forward, right foot back. Okay, I'm going to start out with the hands on the hips, and again, think about your pelvis and how it is. Maybe taking your one hand to your low back and just at your tailbone, the other hand to your front. And we're just kind of, the front hand, kind of lengthening like it's almost like you're trying to push your whole abdomen up and your tailbone down. Bending the knee and lifting arms up overhead a little bit back. Feel that stretch. If you can keep your tailbone going forward, you'll get a nice stretch out of your right hip. You might feel a lot there in that right hip. Open the rib cage without overextending your low back. And breathe for 3, 2, 1, and rest. Feet back together. Okay, we're going to do some things to open the backs of the legs. Let's start with the right foot forward, left foot back. And if you have a chair or some blocks you want to use here, you can bring your right hand, you can bring one of your hands to the chair and begin to fold forward over that right leg until you start to feel something there. If you want to use a block, put the block down there and start to draw the head towards the knee. From here, if you want, interlace your hands behind your back, stretch, squeezing your shoulders together. And breathe. Maybe turning your palms up and out. If that doesn't work for you, just keep your hand on the block or the chair. Feel that stretch in the back of the leg. All right, let's lift the head back up in your own time. So listen to your body here as you lift your head back up, and let's switch the feet. Take your time in this transition. Yoga is happening in the transition between the poses. Okay, same thing. Begin to see if you can keep the back long as you lower the head. So we're lowering the torso as a piece. Lowering the torso as a piece, maybe holding on to your block. You know, experiment here. What works for you? What brings opening? What brings a sense of space into your body? Really focusing on the back of the leg, not on the back. It doesn't matter how much space you have between your leg and your sternum, or even where you have your arms. That's secondary. The primary focus here is to stretch the back of that left leg. Lengthen, keeping the back long. Okay, let's make our way, transition back to standing. Let's use the, let's do a little experiment. If you have a block or a book to rest your right foot on. So I got the ball of my foot on the block. Left foot comes back. And now I'm going to stretch over that right leg again. See if you notice any difference here with the toes elevated as you come down. Where you put your hands is really up to you. You want to hold the chair or interlace them. And then coming back up, let's switch.
Same thing, coming forward, flat back. So we're doing a lot of forward folds today. Okay, let's lift that. Let's lift the back up again. Another one I want to try out with is on the wall. So I'm going to come close to a wall to do this next one. So standing next to the wall, let's begin to come into a forward fold, holding our elbows. We start out lifting our elbows up, maybe getting them behind our ears, lengthening the spine up, and then folding forward, getting that flat back, then you can begin to round the back here, and bringing our head to the wall, inching ourselves forward so that our back and the back of our head is actually resting on the wall. You can kind of walk your shoulders down the wall a little bit and even lean into the wall. Give a nice stretch to your legs and to your back. Just feel that nice deep stretch in your legs and in your back. You press your middle back against the wall. Adjust your feet. You can walk them away from the wall or closer to the wall. Remember to breathe. Continue to adjust. Any adjustments here that bring space and ease into your body. All right, let's bring the hands all the way down to the floor. Bend the knees. Let's walk the feet back for downward dog. All right, and then let's make our way onto our hands and knees. We're going to again use that. We're going to transition to some back bends now. We've done some forward bends. Let's try some back bends. So this one you'll need a chair or some kind of a ledge for. Chair or ledge. And the height is important. So you can, if you need to adjust the height, go ahead and do that. But so this is what we're doing is bringing our elbows to the chair, interlacing our hands and lowering our head between our arms. Kind of squeezing our elbows maybe closer together as we lower down our head. It's a nice stretch to your shoulders, your upper back, your triceps. It's kind of a passive stretch. We're just leaning into it, the weight of our body, producing a stretch in the arms, shoulders, upper back. And you can adjust the space between your knees and the chair. Maybe walking your knees back. Maybe walking your knees forward. It depends on your body. So you can ask yourself, is the pose I'm doing right now, how is it feeling for you? How is it feeling for me? Do I need to make any adjustments? Because ultimately, your body is the authority figure here. Your body is your teacher. So listen to your body. Okay, let's lift the head. Begin to walk the knees forward. Give the shoulders a little rest. Another kind of a shoulder stretch is to have a seat next to the wall, next to your wall. You can sit cross-legged. You could also do this in a chair if you prefer. So sitting fairly close to the wall And putting your hands up on the wall, walking your hands up the wall. All right, and then releasing. Just bring the hands back down. Again, the upper back. Let's take the hands, interlace them behind the head, pushing the head into the hands and widening your elbows. Just making a lot of space in the front side of your body here. Pushing your head into your hands. So this is a more active pose. Engage your core. All right, let's release that and let's go into Cobra. So coming on to your front side. Toes are pointed, elbows close to the body, chin or forehead to the mat, legs together like two magnets. Take a breath in and begin to peel the front side of the body up. Use your hands to push you back. We're using our hands to push us back. Hold 3. Press the hands down lightly. The fingers down lightly. 2. Lifting the chin a little bit. 1. And lower back down. Release your arms, turn your head to one side and rest. Breathe here. Been working hard, so let's take some time just to do nothing. Connect with the front side of your body. Feel, so even though we're resting, see if you can stay present to your body. We want to wrap our mind around our muscles. And wrap our muscles, feel the muscles wrapped around our bones. This is the self coming back to the self. Okay, so we're going to transition now to the low back. For a locust pose, let's roll from side to side, tucking the arms underneath the abdomen. We're actually pressing the elbows into the abdomen, just beneath the rib cage. This helps to remove toxins in the liver. Bring the chin to the mat. Lift the right leg up. Focus on the low back. Strengthening in the low back. Hold for about 10 more seconds. Soften the muscles in the left leg. Right leg is up. Lower the toes so that the toes are pointing downwards. And lower the whole leg with control. Let's try the left leg, lifting. Engage the low back. Drop the toes down. Soften the right leg. If you need to lengthen the back of your neck, tuck your chin in a little bit. If you need to lift your head up, to do so. Breathe normally. And release. Lower down with control. Breathe. Turn your head to one side. Rest. Arms can stay underneath your abdomen or come out. It's your choice. All right, let's bring the chin again. Chin or forehead to the mat. Take a breath in. Hold it. Lift both legs up together. Hold. Breathe. Hold and breathe. And slowly lower down with control. Untuck the arms, rest, turn your head to one side. And let it all go. Stay present to your body. Wrapping your muscles, feel the wrap of your muscles around your bones. tie your mind to your muscles. This is the self, coming back to the self. What is it that keeps us on this mat? What is it that keeps us on this mat? I don't know. Okay, let's come back up to a seated position. And again, if you have access to a wall, let's sit with our backs to the wall. We want to have the space that the length of our arm, so that the palm of your hand can easily touch the wall with your elbow stretched out. Okay, so about that much space between you, your back, and the wall. So you can reach back there and press your palm against the wall. Okay, let's stretch out both legs. I'm going to do a twist to the body, and lengthening the back up, and bringing the left knee up. So bring the left knee up, step it over the right leg to the outside of the right leg. Ardha Matsyendrasana, the half spinal twist. We'll wrap the right arm around the raised knee, or you could bend the elbow and bring it around the outside. Left hand comes to the wall, so it keeps your back up and helps you to deepen that twist. Lengthen the spine up as you twist. Turning the head to face the wall. Breathe. It's a wonderful stretch. All right, let's release that. Come out of it when you're ready. Turn back to center. Let's change the cross of the legs. Wrapping the left arm around the knee or bringing the elbow to the outside. Use your right hand to hold on to the wall. And nice twist here. Lengthen the spine up. Draw the shoulders down. And turn the back. Feel the support of your wall. And back to center. Let's cross the legs, take a moment to rest. Seem to have lost the hair. Okay, let's do some inversion. Let's do shoulder stand. So for shoulder stand, you may want to tuck in your shirt. And here again, we can use the wall. Our wall, it can be one of our best friends here. Bring our one side, either side of your body as close as touching the wall. So my knee, my whole leg is, one side of my leg is touching the wall. And then I'm going to swing my feet up, coming onto my back, so my heels are on the wall. If you have any recent head, neck, or shoulder injuries, you may want to refrain from going further than that. Just having your feet up on the wall might be enough. And this, it's by itself, just having your feet up like this has great benefit.
We're helping the flow of blood from the feet to the heart. We're giving the heart a nice rest. So you can stay here if you need to. Another option is to bring your feet to the wall. And then from here, peel your back up off of the mat. You might need to lift your head up so you don't scrunch your neck. And then lower your head back down. From here, bringing your hands to your low back or your glutes for support. Adjust your shoulders as needed. Lifting one or both legs up. Engage your legs, so toes pointing up towards the ceiling, squeezing the thighs, the core. Even the shoulders are engaged. The back of the head is pressing into the mat, maybe even lifting the chin up a little bit. This helps to protect your back from your upper back from rounding too much. Keep those muscles engaged in your upper back. It's almost like you're pushing your feet up through the wall or supporting yourself with your feet, pressing up. We'll stay here another 20 seconds. Notice your breathing. Breathe evenly. Okay, if you like, we could spread our feet apart, making like a splits in the air. Pointing our toes down. And then bringing our legs back together. Pause here. And then bring one foot to the wall, the other foot to the wall. Lower your hands down. Lower your back down, one vertebra at a time. Pressing your spine into the mat. And then let's rest here with our heels up on the wall for a few seconds. All right, let's take the feet off the wall, roll to one side, come back up to seated. Now would be an awesome opportunity if you have a bench to lie on or a chair without a back on it like mine. You could use that. We're gonna do a counter stretch to the shoulder stand. So the shoulder stand kind of hunches our back. We're gonna do something now to open up those shoulders again. And I'm going to show you two ways to do that. First way is on the chair, kind of like what we did at the beginning. If I put my chair close to the wall, I can press with my legs against my feet. I can press with my feet against the wall, give me some support here. And I'm bringing my tailbone right to the edge of the chair, or if you have a bench to do this on, hold on to something there, your chair top or your chair legs. And just letting the chin lift up as high as it can. And breathe into your rib cage. If you don't have a chair, you're wondering what you could do without the chair, let's try fish pose. So if you want to continue using the chair, go ahead and just come up out of the pose every so often and go back into it. For fish pose, this is another wonderful pose for opening up the lungs. So good for preventing lung ailments. Take hold of your legs. So we're lying down on our back. Dig into your elbows, lift your head and lift your chin up. Then lower the crown of your head to the floor. If you want, you can place a block underneath your shoulder blades. You have to adjust the height so that it works for you, but you can just basically rest your back on the blocks
as you lower the crown of your head, so you don't have to push into your elbows at all. Feel that nice opening in your ribs. Okay, let's come out of these poses. So lifting the head up, removing any, if you're using a block, remove it. And then let's transition to Yoga Nidra. So this is deep relaxation. You come onto your back again. If you have any lights on where you're practicing, maybe turning them off. Darken the space to help you rest. Sending a signal to your body that it's okay to do nothing for a little while. See if you can feel the wrap of your muscles around your bones and wrap your mind around your muscles. This is the self, returning to the self. We become like a drop of water in the ocean of reality. No separation between this drop and the ocean. Where does the drop begin and the ocean end? Letting all the muscles in your body dissolve. Okay, as you're ready to begin rolling your arms and legs, you can stay longer in Savasana, in corpse pose. Or feel free to stretch your arms out, your legs, turn to one side, and make your way to seated. If you have a cushion or some blankets or even a block would work to sit on top of, or some pranayama, breathing exercises. Find a comfortable cross-legged position. You can cross at your ankles, make your legs parallel. Maybe bring one foot up on your calf or thigh, lengthening your back up. Let's take our hands for this first breathing practice. Thumbs come behind the back, 4 fingers in front, squeezing the abdomen together. Press the abdomen in. Try to breathe deep into your abdomen. Give resistance with your hands so that you can't inflate all the way. Exhale. Do that 5 times. When you're done, release your hands and take 5 deep breaths. Notice the difference here when your abdomen is not obstructed. All right, we're going to begin waking up the body a little bit more with what's called Kapalabhati. These are forceful expulsion of air through the nose and then a passive inhale. Snap the abdomen in so the breath forcefully comes out through the nose and then passively inhale. It sounds like this. So if I put my hand on my abdomen, you would see my abdomen really coming in. We want the force, the snapping to come from the abdomen, not so much the ribs. So I'll set the pace. You're welcome to follow along. We'll do about 10 to 15 breaths like this. Okay, relax the breath, return to normal breathing. And let's take a moment just to listen. Listen to what's going on outside, around us. I want to close with a sloka, a phrase from the Bhagavad Gita. It says, whatever you do without personal desire for the results is called wise by the sages. Your actions are pure and you know the truth. Whatever you do without personal desire for the results is called wise by the sages. So all of yoga is moving us in this direction towards letting go of the results of our actions, whatever they might be. And then our actions become pure. We're not doing them constantly to receive some reward. The reward comes in the doing itself rather than in the result of doing it or coming after doing it. So letting go of that attachment to desire for results is called wise by the sages. Check it out. See if that's true for yourself. You know, it might not be. Maybe it's not helpful for you to not keep in mind the fruit of your actions.
This is saying it is, but maybe for you it's not. So I encourage you to check it out. See for yourself if that's true or not. All right, now close our class for today. Thank you very much.